Number one, I get my other patients situated if it's time is really a factor, and I'm like, usually at the end of the day, it's passing just a couple meds here. And I'll usually your colleagues that are not getting admissions are probably doing okay, or they might be doing okay. So you could say, hey, I got an admission coming. Can you give heparin to 54? Can you give some Pepsid to my other patient? I got an admission coming. Okay, that way you got more time to focus. Next, don't expect that you're going to get the entire to-do list done on the new admission before shift change. Now, if you've got a charge nurse, you've got somebody who can help you, maybe they can do the admission navigator and then you can focus on the orders. That would be ideal. But maybe that's not happening. What I want you to do is think about, okay, let's say it's 30 minutes before shift change. Okay, what can I reasonably complete in 30 minutes before my shift is over? You do not need to do literally everything in those 30 minutes or stay after to get that done. That's unrealistic. Continuity of care, you can pass that patient along. So what you want to do is look at what you've got to do for this patient and prioritize the really important stuff. Maybe it's getting an IV started and some pain meds in. Maybe it's getting their oxygen going and their CPAP going, or whatever it might be. Or maybe there's a really important med. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but get the highest priority things taken care of, and do the best you can to get what you can get done, but don't feel like you've got to do the admission navigator and the falls assessment and the skin assessment and the blah, blah, blah. Chances are your hospital has a policy that says that patients must receive a head-to-toe assessment within a certain time frame of arriving on the unit. You might be surprised how long that time frame is. It could be 2 to 4 hours. So when your patient comes up prior to shift change, you can just do a focused assessment and just document those things like, hey, let's just get a set of vitals. Let me do a respiratory assessment. I'm going to do a pain assessment, cardiac assessment. Boom, chart that, and that's all you got to do. Instead of, oh my God, I have to do a whole head-to-toe assessment, release the orders, give them every single med, reconcile their home meds, do the admission navigator. No. There's just a lot to do for an admission, so really prioritize it. And then when you're communicating to the oncoming nurse, don't communicate it in a way where you're like, oh, I couldn't get everything done. I'm so sorry, and blah, blah, blah. There's so much to do. No. What you do is you say, all right, this patient arrived 30 minutes ago. I took care of X, Y, and Z. What still needs to be done for the admission is X, Y, and Z. Follow for more nurse tips.